Good evening. Listen, I want to say this right quick to all of my beautiful souls, all of you beautiful souls who are very empathetic people. You're few. You're few. There are not many of you in the world. And I often think back to where that scripture says, many are called, few are chosen. You know, God's chosen people. You have your father's DNA, which in my opinion would be the root of it is love. And oftentimes you have people who without good you attract people with who don't have good intentions, and when people see your kind heart, they will take advantage of that, or they have taken advantage of that for many years. And now when you reach a point where you can recognize your many of your gifts, and you recognize some of your feelings and how to distinguish between picking up on the energy of others and discarding it properly or not absorbing it, and learning how to maintain a balance within yourself so that you stay full of your joy, your beautiful joy, love, and energy that you carry. When you begin to focus on yourself, um, what you will notice is those when you go out into the world, if you've encountered, you know, people, if you've encountered wicked hearted narcissistic folk in your lifetime, or maybe in your childhood or whatever, and you overcome, as you go out into the world, what many of us have a tendency to do, and I know I've been guilty of it, and sometimes I still am, and we're learning. You think that everybody is like you. Sometimes you take people for face value. You think that everybody has pure intentions, or everybody just is a good person and wants the best for everybody. But no, that's not true. You learn that there are some people who, a lot of people, they're not givers like many of you and I. They're takers, and they're comfortable with taking. And sometimes the hardest thing could be for you to wrap your mind around it is like there will be people in the world who are comfortable with just being selfish and taking. There are people like that, you know? And when you realize that everybody doesn't have the same heart as you, you learn how to stay in a happy place. You learn how to protect yourself more, and you learn not to not be so overextended for the wrong people. You may find yourself alone a lot because it's not every day and Sunday that you run across somebody who has a pure heart, or who's not battling an internal struggle, um, where what they're battling could oppose your purity, your pureness of heart. And so you will sometimes be hated by those who see you for who you are, you know. And I know it may sound crazy, but it's just something that you got to come to the terms and learn to understand, why some people will always oppose you or never have that love towards you. Not everybody's heart is like yours. So when you don't expect that from everybody, then you won't be disappointed. As a youth, in our youthful years, sometimes you may find yourself trying to um, force people to see the goodness on the inside of you, or you may find yourself where if you weren't getting the love or reciprocation of it, you'd be like, but dang, what did I do wrong? Maybe, okay, if I just do it right this time, then they're going to be able to see that I'm doing this thing from my heart. I do this because I want the best for them. I'm doing this because I actually want them to do well. Sometimes people don't want to do well for themselves. And that empathetic part of you, that part of you that feels like you got to take on other people's problems, sometimes you want the best for people that don't even want the best for themselves. Sometimes you want to help people that don't even want to help themselves. That's the God in you. That's the love on the inside of you. Sometimes you love people that don't even love themselves. and they will absorb and keep absorbing, and then you start feeling drained. And some people will use you, and there are some people who they're smarter, with mentally. Some people who are are very crafty and very, very manipulative. When you don't think like that, and you don't think other people can be like that, there are some people who will drain you or run you dry if you allow it. And they know deep down inside that they don't like you, that they don't have good intentions for you. And then when you catch on to it, they will try to flip the script and make you look like the bad person. And you be like, well, why are you being so hateful? Or why are you being this? I did this, or why are you being hateful when I just let you borrow this? Or why are you being hateful when I gave you this and you didn't even have to, or I did this for you and you didn't even have to go, and you didn't have the pressure of having it to find anyone to do it for you. I made it easier for you, so why are you mad? And then they may flip the script and say, oh, why you bringing up what you did for me, or why you did that? But really deep down on the inside, they don't want to acknowledge the fact that they knew they didn't mean you any well, but they allowed you to do that thing anyway because they wanted to use you, and you did it from the kindness of your heart. You go through cycles like that, but when you overcome all of that and you learn how to identify people with ill will and impure motives, you'll save yourself a lot of heartache. You'll be in a lot of peace, you know, and you won't allow yourself, you will love yourself enough to not allow anyone to take advantage of you again, or you'll love yourself enough to not constantly have to be a people pleaser, you know. And I used to struggle with being a people pleaser, trying to do everything everybody wanted, don't want nobody to be mad with you, always caring about what other people think about you. And if people think the wrong thing about you, you're trying to show them, no, 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 don't think like that. I'm not really that way. And some people who are manipulative, they know you a good person, but they'll pretend like they getting you wrong just so you can keep trying to show them and work to earn their approval. But deep down inside, they ain't never gonna approve of it because they don't like you. Ain't that evil? Ain't that evil? Baby, it's evil. It's just, when you learn that everybody is not like you and what you carry is rare, being a pure person, a pure soul in this earth, in this day and time, with pure intentions and pure motives, just got love in your heart and want the best for people, don't want to take advantage of nobody, willing to work hard for what you want, provide, be independent, provide for yourself, and willing to help your fellow brothers and sisters. Everybody ain't like that. There's some people that sit around all day long and think about how they could get resources out of somebody else without having to lift a finger, without having to do anything. They sit around and think about how they could just get what somebody else got, or how they could sell themselves and make people interested in them so people could come running, bringing them their resources. But some people, they not trying to learn nothing. Some people, they not interested in learning the skills and to benefit society, to benefit the world, to help others. Some people are just selfish and not selfless. But when you learn that and you can accept that, you will remain at a place of peace. You will be protected. You will learn that um, to appreciate your times of solitude. You know, it'll feel lonely sometimes, but at the end of the day, it's for your protection at times. And they're gonna be people that cross your path. When your ways are pleasing to God, they're gonna be people that cross your path, and they not gonna have um evil intentions for you. You got to learn to accept the differences of people, because some people may think differently than you, but there may be things that you need to learn from others, and then there vice versa. Sometimes people cross your path, there are things that you need to teach them, you know and so you just got to keep walking in a place of love and grace as well. But like I said, when you learn to accept the fact that there are people in this world who are not like you, who are selfish, who don't have pure motives towards other people, who focus on themselves and not really focusing on how to help others. They focus on how to get what they want from others. When you realize that there are people in this world like that, that's a game changer for you. And then you will be able to stand boldly in your truth. You will be able to stand up and push back against these people who try to take control or dominate others through manipulation, or through their bullying. They're bullying, forceful, trying to, or their attacks. You will be able to stand 10 toes down and withstand, not let people just beat you into a corner. You'll be able to stand up and recognize it and call a thing when you recognize something for what it is, and then move on about your business. you know and there will be people who hate you for that, because there's some people, they have this superiority complex about themselves. They just consider themselves better than everybody, smarter than everybody, more elite than everybody. And they only accept people who have sometimes that same superiority complex, you know. And at the end of the day, the Bible tells us sometimes God will use the foolish things to confound the wise, you know. But that's what I wanted to share. Know that you are special, you are rare. And when you learn that everybody in the world is not like you, then, you know, you can learn how to pour more of your energy, your time into yourself, and not pouring it into people that are undeserving, and not allowing people to drain you and just ride your coattail because they see the kindness of your heart, you know. So anyway, that's all I want to share. Have a blessed evening.